Hi guys, today I want to talk to you about what I typically eat. So if you follow me on social media, you probably have a general idea of the foods I eat because I post a lot about what I'm eating. But just in general, I have a lot of people ask questions like, do I eat Impossible burgers? Do I have vegan junk food? All that good stuff. So I thought I would just take a couple minutes to explain my philosophy of eating. So I follow a general 80-20 rule. So 80% of the time, this is usually during the weekdays, I stay very clean with my eating. I follow a whole food plant-based diet. So that's a lot of foods in their whole form that are not processed or very minimally processed. For instance, vegetables, fruits, whole grains, legumes. Some examples of meals would be like brown rice, black beans, steamed broccoli, lentil soup, all kinds of stuff, lots of fruits, oatmeal, chia seed, just all kinds of stuff, but primarily foods in their whole form. Also, I avoid oil. Oil is really not good for the health, especially heart health. So 80% of the time during that 80% window, like I was saying, I have foods in their whole form and I avoid oil. Typically that falls Monday through Friday. Just for me and for my 80-20 rule, that works well for me. Everyone's different, so I'm not saying by any means you have to follow this, but I think it works well. I think it's a really good balance. So that's 80% of the time. And then weekends, I'm still eating a lot of whole foods, but I'm not afraid to have an Impossible burger, or maybe Oreos occasionally. Not recommending eating Oreos very often because they're full of crap. But you know, if it's going out and munching on some Oreos, I'm not going to feel bad about it because it's just a very limited amount of time. And like I said, I still am eating lots of whole foods during that 20% of the time because I want to properly fuel my body. I don't want to just eat Impossible burgers and vegan cheeses and Oreos and vegan chocolate chip cookies all weekend and feel like crap. So I still usually start the day. Usually I have oatmeal almost every morning for breakfast. Weekends, sometimes I'll change it up and I'll have like a banana, an apple with peanut butter, hemp seed, ground flax, smoothie, or whatever it may be. I usually start the day pretty healthy. Lunch, fairly healthy, and then dinners are usually when I will, splurge and have something. Usually, like I'll still have maybe a whole food, plant-based meal for dinner, but I'll put some vegan cheese on it just because I'm experimenting with it. If you're able to go 100% whole food plant-based, eating really clean, whole foods all the time, that's wonderful. For me personally, I want to, experience some other vegan products that are more processed. I'm a foodie and I like trying all kinds of different stuff, so I still want to enjoy those. So that's why I keep that balance. Sometimes people have a hard time finding that 80-20, finding that separation, and during that 20% of the time they just go crazy and that 20 spills into 30 to 40 to 50 and then they're eating junk all the time. So you kind of have to find out what works best for you. I know myself, I've been doing, even before I went full vegan, when I was still vegetarian years back, I still during the week was very healthy. I didn't have any cheese or anything like that. And weekends I would have real cheese, but again, that's before I went vegan. So I've always been pretty good at finding a balance and going back to the clean eating come Monday. And I'm usually pretty excited to go back to it, especially if it was an extra junk weekend or like holidays. Thanksgiving, I'm going to eat some more food than normal, and it usually feels really good to get back to my eating. But sometimes everyone is different. Eating, some of the more processed stuff part of the time can spill into, eating that stuff all the time. So you kind of have to figure out what works best for you. If you're trying to transition, whether you're eating meat or dairy, or if you're a junk food vegan and you're trying to find balance, wherever you fall within the spectrum of eating, if you're looking for help, always feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to help. I just want people to find what works best for them, the balance that works best for them. Eating to fuel your body in a healthy way, eating those whole foods feels great. At the beginning, it can feel restrictive and you might miss some of the other foods, but just know that it's well worth it because you'll feel amazing. Your taste buds change. It's just all around a wonderful experience.